Episode X.
So, anyways, how the fuck do I start this shit? It is so weird. I don't know. It's fucking late. Alright, so you said the topic is going to be what will the future be like in 2050?
2050, yep.
Okay.
2050.
Alright, this is episode 10 of the old show. It's going to be about what the future will look like from 2050 and on. Or what we think the future will be like from 2050 and on. Damn, nobody wants to speak.
I think the 2050. Wow, it's a long time from now. So I was doing the math, and it turns out I'm going to be 54, going on 55 once we get to 2050. So it means I'm going to be an old fart by then. And I'm pretty confident COVID will not be a thing by 2050 anymore.
Damn, dude.
It's
you are sick.
No, COVID's going to be more like the flu is now. Like it's
you mean
more...
COVID. Oh, I think you said Kobe.
Oh, no, COVID. No, COVID-19.
Enough shit's late. I was like Kobe. I was like, what?
COVID-19. I feel like COVID-19 will not be a thing anymore by 2050.
I do agree. I think COVID's going to be like a normal flu-like bullshit.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be like the phenomenon it's been
it's
the last couple
be like
years.
Something that's going to be like coming around in the winter time.
Yeah, something that
That's how flu is. Like,
I feel like we will have all evolved by then.
I do think the mask shit will stay for a long-ass time, though. I think that it is.
I think it'll go over like around like 5 years.
You got people in Japan that still wear masks. They don't even have COVID.
Well,
this
that's
is
where
before
it started.
COVID.
Yeah.
No, we're talking about before COVID,
yeah,
man.
sure.
Years ago.
Mm-hmm.
They wear masks.
Yeah, I always thought that was strange, but now it's like, wow, it actually makes kind of sense. Yeah.
They don't want diseases and other things that people have, and there's so many travelers.
And plus, the older we get, our immune system gets weaker and shit like that.
That's true. We just have to build better habits, though. I mean, we can. That's true, but we can fight that just by being healthier ourselves. I mean, if we just, just anything normal, like just eating healthy, doing things healthy, going to the gym, that can actually build a stronger immune system even as you age.
Well, I don't want to say that COVID's gonna be like not around anymore, because like cancer's been around for years, and like it still happens still to this day. There's no cure to it, which is strange, because like it's one of the most common diseases.
Can we do controversial?
And then there's like no cure for it still. I don't understand that.
Well, it's funny you brought that up. It's because it's just a theory, but I think they do have the cure for cancer. They just won't release it.
I mean,
That's
look at them.
But the thing about it is
It's kind of messed up, though.
the way they do it. Well, you're right, but the same thing as AIDS. What they call it is viruses.
Right.
The technical term viruses. There is no cure, but at the same time, the government could have those things, like you say. They could have a virus, an antivirus for all these things: AIDS,
Right.
COVID. What else? What's the other one? Cancer. Like they could have the cure for these things. The problem is the rich have it.
Yeah,
Look at Magic Johnson. I mean, he motherfucker had HIV for how long now? Come on,
for
man.
about 30 years. Yeah.
There's no way did you have HIV that long. I mean, just being honest. Like, no offense. I'm not saying he needs to die, but the fuck,
You're
dude.
still
There's no
around.
way you have
You're
you
still in
fucking.
perfect
It's just very unlikely. It doesn't make much sense. I mean,
But that's the messed up part about it, though. It's for the rich. I mean, bro, like
It's
it's for
always
the
the
rich.
why is like money always an issue?
Well, it's always
It's always
they're creepy. I mean, they're not creepy. They're greedy is what I meant, and they're I've just seen different. I don't want to go based off movies and shows, but I've seen a lot of movies and shows, and I've met people in the past. We've talked about these kinds of things, and it's very, very plausible that it might exist. To have an antivirus, have a cure for those kinds of things. They just won't give it away because they want to make money, and by how do you make more money? You charge everything else, these treatments, these treatments for that, but it's never going to be the actual cure, and it's just a theory. I'm not saying that it's true, or I really don't know. I have no proof, but it's not out of the question either. So hopefully by 2050, getting back on the topic, I think by then we should be well past. We should be evolved by then to the point where COVID-19 won't be a thing.
A serious thing. This is a serious thing. Just like how we treat cancers
Right.
and flus. It won't be serious. It'll be containable.
Exactly. I think that's one of the biggest
Treatable,
things.
things like that nature.
I mean, even now, got to the point where it's like containable for the most part. I mean, it's kind of been.
That's
I
really just the news telling you.
I
We
wouldn't
don't.
really
That's
say
not
it's
really
containable. I think it
containable.
slows it down.
Yeah.
Kind
I mean, but like,
But how do you
but
know?
no,
Just
I,
because the government told you don't wear no mask, you think it's gone?
Listen,
no,
that's
it's
all
not
that's
that,
happened.
But no, but we've seen like there's not been like cases reported like there was before about like COVID outbreaks. in
Because they
different
want it to
areas
be
and stuff.
gone. Look,
The-
COVID is okay. I know we're on a whole different topic.
yeah.
COVID. This is how COVID was, and it's literally exactly how I knew it was gonna happen. It's the government's designed to kill lots of people, and then when they want this scare to go away, because it can't last forever, you can't scare the whole world forever, or things are gonna go crazy. They say, "Oh, now it's going away. There's less cases. Nobody's dying." This is what they're gonna do. They're not gonna give you the information you need, and unfortunately, the government's only gonna give you bullshit information, and then we believe it because there's not much we have to go by. It's like, okay, well, cool.
Yeah,
A
but
reported case
Yeah,
is
but
4.
like,
Now it's 3. Now it's 2. I mean,
Who
how do you
picks-
know? How do I know? We don't know.
but like,
I thought it was bullshit just to get the vaccine.
Dude, did you know it killed mostly old people?
how, but I'm
Why
saying-
did it do that?
But I'm saying, but how's the government like pick and choose who it kills and who doesn't? I mean, it
Because
kinda
they
makes no
have
sense. Like,
doctors that practice these things to learn how to make diseases and stuff. Do you think they learn medicine is just to cure people? They learn medicine how to kill people too. It's
nah,
true. It's
bro.
true. Yes, they do,
I'm not
man.
saying. I'm not
They
saying. This
learn
is,
all this stuff, man.
so
Come on
They
now.
can't kill. That's dude. They can get. That's a. That's
You
no-
don't know nothing.
and you know what's
I'm
crazy?
telling you, they will.
It's like
they
I was.
work for the government though. They can't do stuff like that. They'll be arrested. They
Not
can't-
your normal doctors in your places. They have secret places where they have doctors learn that stuff.
It's funny y'all bring
They
that
have
up
that, man.
because remember I was just telling you earlier. I watched. I recently just watched Infinity War again, and no, it's funny that you brought that up because Thanos in the movie is talking about like what is a he thinks is a logical explanation to kill or to to kill half the population is because if you have too many mouths to feed, not enough resources, it's too finite. How do you fix that? Like getting rid of people, like killing people, is not like to help the other half. That I mean, it's
If
just
you eliminate population, you eliminate the need to have to give everybody something.
exactly.
And that's true in our world now. If
That's-
we have too much population.
And that's what I'm saying. Sometimes, like, when you watch a movie like that, like, I know it's just a movie, but you can really, if you really, like, pay attention, you kind of, like, read between the lines, you can actually see, like, things that go on, like, in real life. You know what I mean? It's kind of crazy when you think about it. Like, a regular person wouldn't really think about it like that. It's just like, oh, it's a Marvel movie, it's you're mesmerized because it's, the Avengers versus Thanos. But really, when you hear what they're saying, it's like, oh my god, like, that could actually be happening, like, right here, right now, like, which is really crazy. So, like, sorry. And then, yeah, so, like, it's really hard to trust
The
the
government.
government. It's
your own place.
it's really hard to just trust what they say. There's a lot of sheep in this world. People that don't really.
We think because America is a democracy and we are more better than other countries that we're not going to be treated like Russia's doing right now, when that's not true. Just because we're coding ourselves as, okay, we're democracy, we're better, doesn't mean that you're going to sit here and think that our country's not doing the same thing other countries are doing. Other countries created COVID. It was created. It was man-made. Same thing as everything else. Things are happening on purpose. So the thing is, your government is just as evil as Russia, North Korea, all these other places. Our government is not saints. They're doing things behind our backs because we don't have no right or power to stop it. They created this. It killed old people for a reason. Population control. Every few years we have something. The swine flu happened before. Remember that?
I remember that one. Yep.
Like, they're doing it on purpose because we have to kill off people. Do you think they care about homeless people in the streets? No.
Hell no.
Why do you think they don't care about them? Because they're not trying to give them a place to live. They want them to die off. But they're not going to shoot them in the head on the streets. We can't do that because we're going to look bad. Instead, they're letting you die off by natural causes. What is that? You die off in the streets because you're going to get sick. We created COVID viruses. We're giving you food that you had to pay cheap for, such as McDonald's and all these places that they probably have shit in their food is not really meant for us to eat. They're killing us in other ways, and because you have no choice. You can only do what you can afford. So at the end of the day, this is all bullshit. The government creates what they want to, and they give you the only information that's going to keep you sane. They're not going to tell you, oh shit, we did this, we did this. No, they're going to give you what's going to make us sane. Because if we knew the truth, anarchy would happen. Everybody would go ballistic. They'll do whatever the fuck they want. The Joker is a true character for a reason. He's a comic book character. But he knows that, look, the truth is not this shit that we live in. We live as sheep. But
The
we
only
have to
thing
live in the
about that
system.
though is that like there's millions of people around the world like you think like that. If that's the case, then haven't already anarchy just because
Not true.
But you don't
Not
know,
true, because
but the
everyone
thing is-
likes living in the
is it-
system of slavery.
But you don't know it.
That's
Nah.
true. You like living in a system where you have money and you're gonna go pay someone to make your food.
not
Not
saying
you
I like
specifically,
it,
but people like that. People think that. Oh,
People like to
I'm
be.
not making a lot of money,
Yep.
but honestly, they love living in their homes and doing what they do and paying someone money to go do something. While you have to go do a job and someone's paying you money to do something, they
Or
like living like
They
that.
may not even. They may
They
not
do,
even,
man.
They, I mean, that's true, but they may not even like it. Maybe it's just because they've lived it for so long that they don't even have another choice. Maybe they're too
Because
scared
we
to.
think this is what we have to
Exactly.
do.
People. I
They
mean,
think
people.
Exactly. It's
Even
become
people.
a mindset over the
Even
years.
people that
The
think like.
mindset has changed.
Even if they know the truth, but they're still. Some people are just too scared, or they're too dumb, or they're too whatever to actually act on it, to actually do something about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's not much you can do about it. So, what are you gonna do? You just
you keep living in
exactly. That's it. That's what.
That's
people
why
do.
going back on top of the same shit. This kind of goes on the same topic technically, but if you go back and we do this system all the way to 2050, the only thing we're changing, to be honest, I think is just going to be technology. Okay,
That's
our
it.
cars might get a little better. Like we're going electric, as you noticed already. Cars
Mhm.
are going electric. Okay, cool. You might have better air and shit like that. But honestly, I feel like in 30 plus years, nothing's going to be different like we think. We're not going to have this
The
Star
only thing
Wars
that's gonna-
looking thing like
Yeah.
like
No,
people
it's
used to
not gonna
think
be
it's gonna
that
be
way.
some concept looking shit.
Back in the 80s, we thought that the 2000s
No.
was going to be like Back to the Future. Like, nah, it's
I
not.
think the only
Mhm.
thing that's gonna be changing is like the technology, like the phones and shit.
That's it.
That's all that
Little,
will
little,
change.
little advancements here and there.
I feel
but
like
it's
we've
not.
already reached our point, our peak as a human being. I feel like we are at that peak already. There's nothing we can do. There's no point of better phones. I'm gonna be real with you. There's no point of better phones.
I mean, shit,
No
they
point
got
of better
fucking
cars.
Elon. What's it?
Elon Musk.
Elon Musk
Wait,
fucking
wait on.
making down robots and shit like that already and all that
But
bullshit.
that's not. If you think about that, all you're doing is paying someone to do something. Why aren't people just learning that already on their own? People like him don't deserve credit. I'm just being honest. I'm on fucking video saying this, but honestly, people like Elon Musk, people that are rich as hell, don't deserve no credit. You're paying someone else to do something. You're not doing anything. And you don't need him to do that because people are already doing it, getting paid, but you can learn that on your own.
And they're just doing it for more money and all that.
That's all they're
bullshit.
doing.
Mhm.
They think
That's
they
all-
have
that's
to.
the way it's always been.
It's a system
All
of
because it's
slavery.
different and shit, and probably get somebody's attention. Like, what is this fucking iRobot?
Why is Elon
That's
Musk
pretty-
getting attention? Oh, I bought Twitter. Who gives a fuck you bought Twitter, dude? What's it gonna do for 2050? Nothing. We're gonna have Twitter. We're gonna have Facebook. So we going. It's not gonna last forever. Facebook's dead. I mean, there's no
It's
way
It's
you can
been
keep
dead
these
for
things
a
It's
while
been there
now.
for like 10 years.
forever,
Probably.
but people still use it because it's our only social medias we have. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. All our social media we have is gonna be gone. We use it because we like spreading rumors and funny shit. And that's what we do.
That's what it is
A
for.
thing-
That's all you do.
It's become just a place where you can go and just like
Oh man,
become popular, pretty much.
that's it.
I mean,
In 2050, I kind of always
Mhm.
thought that it would probably be like based off like a holograms or some shit like that, but I don't think it's gonna be like that.
Probably
We could
not.
have some of that technology.
You have a lot of movies and video games now. Like
Mhm.
they're pushing. Remember, like I said, back in the 80s, they were making them maybe like the early 2000s, maybe 2010.
Yeah.
Now they're pushing that number way far.
Like,
out
I'm
there
talking
because
about,
they're,
like-
they're not
You know the movie where Arnold Schwarzenegger gets cloned?
Total Recall. No.
Yeah,
the
Sixth
sixth
Day.
day. The
There
sixth
you go.
day.
You remember when the
Sixth
dude was
Day.
in the chair
Yeah.
and he has a fucking hologram girlfriend and shit? Like that's the type of shit I always thought about.
That yeah, I remember watching the movie as a kid. I used to think, wow, this could be a reality one day. And you know what's crazy? It actually almost is, because they have.
Because you already got the VR.
They got I was just about to
Mhm.
say they got VR now, and you know how weird people are, bro. They like that shit. They be watching porn on that. They watch, you know what I mean? They,
Dude, man, they do anything. On
that's what I'm saying. So like, you know, by talking about 2050, another 30 years practically. I mean,
You ain't even gotta go out no more.
Hell no.
you're gonna. I mean, yeah, like people.
You're gonna be in the house.
I seen
I'm gonna be shocked with the things we're gonna come up with in 30 years. I mean,
I think I seen on like TikTok or Instagram there was a dude. He rather lives in a virtual reality. Like he wears his VR headset
yeah.
the whole entire day. Even falls asleep on it because he wants to live in that world instead of the real world.
I believe it. I
Man,
mean, there's a lot of
it's
people.
better for him.
Exactly.
I can't fault it. I mean, if it's better for him.
Like that man, bro.
I mean,
You got money to live like
yeah,
that.
I couldn't do it, but
how you gonna pay your bills? You stuck in that world. I don't know.
I mean,
Shit, ain't me.
I think he also live streams it too, so he might be getting like donations or some shit. I don't
People
fucking
actually
know.
watch shit. This make no sense.
Dude, they be watching people fucking.
what's worse, the guy doing it or the people watching
People
it?
watching it.
That's worse.
The
Yeah,
people-
yeah,
The
people
people
watching
watching
is
it
worse.
worse.
People
Way
will
And
watch.
they donate money.
Listen, people will watch other people sleep and they will still donate them money while they're sleeping.
Exactly.
People will buy a
Shit.
jar of farts from a woman. For
Fucking
money.
bath water,
Yes.
and then someone would drink it. Like what the fuck?
That's what your coat like in fucking Euphoria.
Fuck that, man.
Huh?
In Euphoria, he was like a
Fuck
fucking old
that.
man.
Oh,
Oh
yeah.
my god!
I never want to see that again.
Tell me
I'll
I'm
tell you the
worthless.
worst part. 2050. We're talking about 2050. You're talking about like everything's going up. So like, I feel everybody's fucked. That's me. I feel like everybody's just straight fucked.
If we're not already.
There's no way right now that you can do things. Imagine in 2050, like inflation's gonna be up the ass.
The
There's
older
no
we
way.
get, I also feel like the
The
payments
harder
and
it
all
is.
that is gonna go up too.
Yeah.
Kind of like back in like 1970,
Mhm.
you was getting paid like probably like $11, $10, maybe less than that. I don't even know.
What 19? Talking minimum wage or what do you mean?
Like,
No, minimum
Minimum
well, I'm
wage
also
is way
talking
lower
about
than
like car prices, because car prices back then, from what my grandma told me, she told me that
Yeah,
it
like
wasn't that.
20,000 under. That was like the high ends.
Yeah, but now that's like the cheaper. It's cheap.
Yeah, now
to-
20,000
these
is the
days.
cheapest.
But now I'm like saying like in 2050, the cheap route is probably gonna be like 50,000 or some shit, and then like the expensive shit is probably gonna be like 500,000. But it feels like we already lived in that type shit too.
We're
because
getting closer and closer.
yeah,
Things are changing already to electric and a whole bunch of other crap. So they're gonna charge you whatever they want,
so it's
and we're
like
forced to pay it.
it's like the older we get, the more everything is gonna start feeling expensive and shit like that. But then probably to our kids, it's probably gonna feel cheap when they.
Well, they're
grow
gonna
up.
be born into it, so they're not
Yeah.
gonna know anything else.
They're
Yeah.
born into it, so it's different.
It's the same thing with us. I mean, you know, when our parents talk about back then, it seems like it was so easy to live back then. I mean, everything. Like,
Yeah.
you,
That's
can
how I
get a,
feel.
you can get a you can get a house, you can get a car.
Oh, yeah.
Getting married was nothing. I mean,
Like
kids-
15, like right now, $15 an hour would probably be better back then.
Back then it was.
back then would have
Yeah.
been amazing.
Yeah, that's
That's
But
a
then
lot.
like
Gas wasn't a problem. I mean,
Fuck.
nothing.
15 an
nothing.
hour was a lot at one point. Even 20 years ago, 15 years ago.
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
Shit, 15 an hour was decent.
So I just feel like
and then they get on you for not getting on top of your shit at this age. Like, when I was your age, I already had this and this. I'm like, yeah, but
They
it's
don't
not the
understand.
same. It's
yeah,
not
your
just.
fucking parents doing that shit for you.
That's what I'm saying.
Like they probably had
They had
fucking
help
and
too.
shit. Yeah.
And they act like they never had no help or nothing. Like
And
you
back
had
in their
help
day,
and
shit-
some other things.
Shit didn't cost that fucking much.
That's the other thing. Inflation's serious.
Like, dude, my grandma like legit told me that she would go into a fucking store,
Yeah.
25 cents, she would get ice cream.
Damn.
25 fucking cents,
Yeah, but
bro.
also gotta look at the price of money too. You gotta look at both. So like how much you made,
The value
also
of
yeah, the
something.
value changes.
Yeah, the value changes.
Mhm.
Like yes, it costs less, but they still were making more than what some of these things costed. Nowadays, what we're making
It's the
is
reverse,
equaling
yeah.
close to the damn cost of the things
Mhm.
cost. It's insane. It's insane. Like right now, you look at housing. You can't get into a damn house or an
No.
apartment. They cost a damn
The
same.
rent is unbelievable.
It's the same
oh
shit.
my god.
I don't know how people expect us to fucking like us younger people
You can't do nothing.
like, and if you ain't got
What you gonna
family,
do?
if you ain't got family to be there for it, you're just gonna be fucked.
Dude, you're straight fucked right now.
I don't know.
Imagine you have to go to school. You graduate at 18.
Yeah.
You gotta go to college. It's gonna be 4 to 6 years already.
At the least.
How are you gonna be? 24 almost when you're done.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Where are you supposed to have any money after that? Then you gotta get a job. Then you gotta start from the beginning at 24 years old. Who was supposed to pay for your car the whole time? Who's supposed to pay for all your other stuff the whole time? They don't look at that stuff. Like you can't live like that. That's why people end up out here broke. They're in their damn 30s broke. In my situation, the same way. You can't live like that, dude. You can't live where, you had it better than we did. No, we don't. No, we don't. Everything costs way more. Everything's way worse, and we have no help.
The only thing that's better now is technology was different for us.
That's
It makes
the
it
only
Yeah.
thing.
easier.
Dude. It's nicer to have a phone around where you have, information.
Convenience in your hands. That's
Great.
it.
That's
But
really
what
only
good
it,
does
though.
that do when it don't pay me shit? I'm paying that thing.
Like you can
So
tell.
it's just for there for entertainment. It's like, oh wow. Look at
I know.
this.
So there's information. I mean,
Hey,
there's
yeah.
great
Back
information.
then, you had to fucking spin the wheel.
Mhm.
Mhm, I remember.
And then there'll be sometimes you would have to fucking like talking like to this fucking microphone. You have to hold the fucking thing to your ear.
Thanks, Grandpa, for telling me that story.
I just
Damn.
remember that shit from
What
the
about the
fucking
typewriters?
movies.
Dude, the
boy.
internet,
My
it's an
grandma
older
used to have one of
phone.
those, bro.
It's like,
Oh, typewriters are still used if you write books. I'll tell you that.
They also use.
I actually want one of those really
They
bad.
use those over in the I think sometimes when they do like court cases and shit,
Yeah.
they use that too.
Yeah, they still have these typewriters because they're
Yeah.
actually better.
The question is, will they still be using those in 2050?
To them, you gotta remember, some forms are better. Like movies, they still shoot movies on film. Film looks better and looks different. It has its own aesthetic.
I always love film. It's so
So
cool.
it depends. And that's the thing about this. You can go 100 years, 200 years. Some things are already at the peak where we don't need to improve. Remakes of movies. Do we need remakes of movies? No. They do it, but you don't need it. We're some at a peak already where it's like, okay, this is good. But we are evolving in ways that don't matter. For example, yeah, we do need electric cars. I think it should. That is important.
Because it helps the
It helps the
environment.
environment.
Yeah.
It's beneficial for other ways. But guess what? Now instead of putting gas in your car, you're sticking a damn electric plug in your car. So what's your light bill going to be? Your light bill's going to be up ass, probably more than your gas bill. So you think?
So are you really helping yourself?
You don't have to pay premium gas in some of these cars. Guess what? Now we're all going to be paying premium because you're plugging in the damn thing in your car. Teslas ain't all good. Sorry, they're expensive.
What a time to be alive.
A great time to be alive when you can't afford nothing and everything
Honestly,
else.
It's beautiful.
to me, I think I'd rather stick with fucking gas and shit instead of
It just
electric.
sucks as a fossil fuel, so it ain't
Yeah.
gonna last forever.
Yeah, it's really
That's why we're going electric. And we were supposed to go electric, like we talked about, the year 2000s, the early 2000s.
Way back. They were already talking about that stuff.
Fossil fuel. We fought in Iraq for fucking gasoline, pretty much. Oil.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
We did.
That's all we did. Let's send you over there to shoot people over some damn oil. And now we're gonna go electric? Imagine that shit. That's ridiculous. You lost your life for what? For some old dickhead to fucking hate people. Come on, man. This country, man, we don't think that we're doing shit just for chunk change. We barely live. You're doing shit for chunk change. And if we all survive until 2050, and I say that word survive because I feel like something major might happen. What do you do then? What do you do then?
Now
man?
you're fucked. You can't do anything.
Do you think we're gonna have the same jokes? Do you think racism will still exist
Hell yeah, probably.
More than likely.
in the form that it is now? You know,
It's probably gonna be like a different. I don't know how to explain it.
Unfortunately, racism is one of those things that I feel like is never gonna go away, and I really hate that
no,
fact.
you can still feel it, but I'm saying in the way it is now.
I
Like-
think it will.
Well,
It'll die
Go
out
ahead.
eventually, but
I just think the reason why it won't
Mhm.
go away is because I feel like it should have been. If it was gonna be gone, it would have been gone by now. I mean, the racism has been going on literally since like the beginning of time. I mean, it's literally 2022. We're still having racism issues. I mean, it's something that you can't really. No one is born a racist. It's how you're brought up. So you know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I'm saying.
The only way
it's
to go off is the generations that already started
That's what
that
happened.
off.
that's what I'm saying. So if
But
it's still
that's-
here,
We
that
still
means
have
people
this generation.
And
man.
that's the next 15 years.
Yeah, we
20
have to
years.
wait way more than that.
exactly.
Way longer
That's
than
the next
2050
15.
probably.
And that's what I keep saying. I mean, I feel like it's not gonna. If it is, it's not gonna be for a while. Hopefully by 2050 it'll be gone by then. But in my opinion, it should have been done with by now. I mean, it's like
You can't.
You-
Because
you
during
just-
the 90s, you still have fucking riots in LA.
you still got riots. I mean,
That generation's still alive right now.
I don't doubt
There's
that
no
the
way.
KKK still exists. You know, some parts.
Oh, that shit still exists.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, it's like
They
It's
wear
literally-
fucking white hoods, but they're doing
it's-
something.
it's literally how you're brought up. Exactly. I mean, it's if people still have like if you still see them today, that means that they're still being taught in homes. They're still being raised this way.
Mhm.
So it's pretty shocking how we're this far into it and it's still not gone. It's still here. So I don't think it's gonna be gone for a while. I mean, Martin Luther King Jr. got shot for what? I mean, he's, you know what I mean? Like, shit.
Most of that shit.
Well, yeah.
Let's not talk about that because he didn't get okay. Him getting shot wasn't gonna end anything. Him starting the movement wasn't gonna end anything.
No,
Thing is
but it was a
this,
step
we
in the
don't
right
start
direction.
Something exactly. So you can't say he got shot for nothing. No one's dying for nothing. The thing is this: Now, no one wants to be a Martin Luther King no more. Nobody wants to step up to change our system. We're starting to accept the system. This generations now growing up are fine with the system because of shit like this. They're fine with their phones.